do it in my hand.
Feel.
You can bet on me. Diablo, I pull up with models, I give her first belief. We going for daughter, she swallowed the bottle, I'm on her ovaries.
Dying. Hi, this is Lee, and you're watching Playdates with Lee. So on this lovely Saturday, or whenever I decided to post this, we're gonna have a little story time titled My Cold Girl from Hell. So if you know me, you know I've only lived like 2 places in my entire life. So there's a good ass chance that this might end up oddly specific and you may or may not know who I'm talking about. If you do, kudos to you. If you don't, life. So for those of you who don't know, I work with wild animals, right? So a lot of times you have to be on your P's and Q's because, you know, certain animals could probably kill you. So there was this one guy, and I really trust my vibes, like really trust my vibes. And before I even meet the man gets sent home from my boss. And I'm telling them, I'm like, bruh, me like him. They're like, did you meet him? No, I didn't. But I genuinely didn't like the man before I even meet the man. So that's a sign, though, that's a definite sign that shit was going on be real weird. So now, he gets sent home for about a week. When he finally comes back, we meet him, and he has this real nice personality. So everybody else is like, oh, he's helpful, and I'm there like, don't like him. So I tried to be nice, right? Because Rochelle, yes, Rochelle, my thick red friend Rochelle, I ain't gonna say her last name, but Rochelle said to be nice with him. So pretending to be, you know, a nice person and shit. So now, first 2-3 days was normal. Like, homie was real helpful to the point that it was actually annoying because we have like this thing where you have to kind of monitor the amount of food you give animals, right? Obviously, you want to make sure they're healthy, you want to make sure they're well fed, but you also don't want to overfeed them. Homeboy was feeding every second. If you walk by an enclosure and the animal come by the gate, the animal hungry. I want to feed them. And the kind of job I have, we kind of in charge of the kitchen. The other girl and I, Rochelle, right? So when food finish and it's not supposed to finish, we get any book. So being a nice person I am, you know, it's like, excuse, you know, I know you're new here and you're trying to learn your job thing, but you can't really be feeding like that. Oh no, I so I'm like, alright, cool, good. So I assuming that, you know, we're on the same page here because you say yes, you understand. 2 seconds after, when I'm not in the container, but in the office, call me is feeding something again. I'm like, I just told you about that. Oh no, but I said, I just tell you about that. The boss now come and was upset because the food finished way too quick. Do so now. Why I keep saying do so now? That's like my lead up line. So one day, my boss decides that he wants to come and check how much food we have. So he starts the course now because he brought food that was supposed to last 2 weeks and lasted like 3 days. So I turned to him and I ain't no snitch, but I ain't getting my ass washed for nobody either. So as soon as he was like, what happened to this? I said, well, you know, Paco decided he wanted to feed every 10 seconds. Yeah, but he can't do that. I said, well, sir, I can't tell you, man.
What's that? Firstly, you gotta take that out. Because you're telling a story about somebody, technically kind of snitching. Don't put that snitching. Somebody will probably say, hey, so you're not talking about others, man, you're kind of telling him.
Yeah, but if I was a snitch, I'd have called his name. So then, being the good boss that he is, he calls him into the area and is like, these girls, pointing to me and Rochelle, they're gonna prepare food and you're just gonna feed. He said, yes, I understand. So that means we're on the same page, right? Wrong. Next day, boss man not in work. Homie came, he fed nothing. He literally went and he was doing one task for whole day. This man started work like 9 o'clock and finished the task 1 p.m. when the other workers came. Really? One task? For that long? I was like, okay, so I done getting irritated, right? Because apart from all of that, when it is he doing things, he have a way. If you all know my job, which most of you all do, you all know I do tours. So if I'm on a tour, I don't have time to be talking to my coworkers about things that are not necessarily important. So if it is you when I tell me, hey, I can't jump out the enclosure and they're running wild, interrupt my tour. But if you're going and tell me, hey, I want to know how much for a bottle of water, don't interrupt my tour. Homie decides that he wants to interrupt my tour after he did his one task for the day. So you know your girl pissed. So I'm watching him, I'm like, yes, how can I help you? He comes to tell me how somebody wants to go into one of the enclosures and he don't know how to trap the animal. Yet he's been trapping the animal since he working there. So I'm like, what? Always have no food to get the animal in the trap. So what you want me to do for that? Really? What I was supposed to do at that point in time? What? Tell my tour, hey guys, hold on for 10 minutes out of the time that you paid for so I could go and help this idiot do his job? So I watch him and I was like, well, I can't help you with that right now because I am on a tour. Homie watches me and screws up his face and say, well, I'm busy. I'm like, excuse me? I was like, brother man, do we have to do it now? Because at the end of the day, that was not my job to put the animal in the trap. My job was to do the tour, and guess what I'll win? My tour. So I'm thinking this is all fine and dandy. For my co-worker to come and tell me how he come and tell her how I refuse to give him the keys to put the animal in the trap. And I'm sitting here listening to this girl telling me how I was being mean to him and da-da-da. I'm like, what? I didn't give you the keys? You never asked me no keys, dog. So I don't have it in the back of my head. I'm going to approach him about it. Because here what? Do not lie on me. One thing I don't play with is my job. Don't lie. Reach back now, tour done, and I'm waiting on him. I sat like a mappy. So as soon as we are alone, as I go to call him, he call me. Or he feeling like I don't like him. So I'm like, why do you feel so? Because I have an attitude. I say, well, I genuinely have an attitude, and if it is your rubbing me the wrong way, I'm going to have a worse attitude. So, you know, there's only so much you can expect. So he has a little military background or whatever. So he's telling me, well, you know, in my line of work, if it is we have issues like this, we cut off heads. And I'm like, is that a threat, son? So I all fun and being diplomatic and, you know, trying to be nice stuff. So I'm like, that's a threat. You talking about cutting off heads as a threat, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Let him finish. But then I realized the conversation going on for like 10 minutes and it's really a 2-minute conversation. I just tell you I don't like you. I just tell you we're doing our job. So let's just be cordial. Why are we still going on and you telling me but you don't like how I do this? And one of his main issues was the tattoo I have here. He see it a day and asked me if he could see it better. And I told him no. So apparently that rubbed him the wrong way. And ever since that is where the attitude coming from. I'm like, okay, cool. Same day. Most of these things are within like a 2-day span because he literally worked with us for like 2 weeks max. They want 2 weeks proper. Homeboy come talking to my co-worker in front of people because again, we doing tours, we doing it public. And she tells him that she can't deal with him right now. He starts to growl. So let's imagine this. He's about, let's say, 5'11". Fairly built man. Strong man. Aged man. Growling as a young lady because she said she can't deal with him right now. I'm like, what? Next day. So what? It's like the 3rd day in a row that homie's just doing shit upon shit and pissing people off. Next day. My boss comes and my boss is in a stink mood. See him talking to my boss in a corner. So I watching the scene, but you know, I'm not trying to be fast, but I'm trying to be fast too now because I want to know what they're talking about. I want to know if it's me. I know he wanted to bring up something about me to him. So I'm watching them. Only to hear the guy telling me how, like he was telling her something about me. And when he reached inside, he telling my co-worker, I was being nice to him, so now he feels bad. So I'm like, were you feeling bad for? Where you went and say that you had to be feeling bad? And I wasn't being nice there, I was just being cordial. We're not friends still. So, you know, I done start a plot. I'm like, nah, here was the real scene. Next time my boss come here, we had to let him know I can't deal with this man. None of us can deal with him. He needs to leave. And let's end this story time on a happy note. Guess what? Homie got the axe. Axe got fired like literally the next day. You out here being a grown man freaking growling at people, interrupting tours because you don't want to do a task that you were told to do. And then you're asking her odd questions. You vex because I don't want to show you my tattoo. And then want to ask me about my man, how much I get paid, where I live it. You're sus, dog. You're crazy and you're sus. So now, someone or all here, lucky people, will get to work with this man. And y'all will probably never know until he growls at y'all. Right.